You shitting me?
We most certainly are not shitting you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our second episode of Exploit It for this week, the show where we talk about exploitation and cult films. I'm Alexis Jowski.
And sometimes you gotta go where everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
And if you don't know my name, I'm Kevin Daly.
This week we're talking about Alien Avengers, 1996, directed by Lev L. Spiro.
Every vacation has its share of little problems. Bad food. Shabby accommodations.
The place isn't ready.
Well, I see you've met our good friend, Mr. Understatement.
And run-ins with the locals.
Heavens, Charlie, this man's a robber.
But as Joseph Collins is about to find out, these aren't your average tourists.
What are you, some kind of freak?
You are extremely rude.
And this is no holiday. Welcome to Planet Earth.
This is the most depressing planet we've ever been to.
Guess he just had to learn the hard way.
Absolutely.
Puzzle.
They're on a mission to take in the sights and clean up the streets.
The murmur today. You did it.
The word is murder, Daphne.
Y'all ain't from one of them hidden camera shows, are you?
Oh, he's got a sense of humor.
They're on a no-frills tour of the galaxy.
This is a crack den, isn't it?
And they're having the time of their lives. George Wendt and Shanna Reed. Welcome to Planet Earth.
Oh my God!
Mother! Oh, don't get your panties in a wad. He tried to shoot your father.
This was his directorial debut. But after this he did mostly television, and he's still working in television, directing episodes of shows. Although he did manage to do a couple movies, such as The Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie.
I didn't even know they made a Wizards of Waverly Place movie.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3, Viva la Fiesta.
Wow, I had forgotten they'd even made one of those, let alone three of them.
Yeah! This movie was part of Showtime's series Roger Corman Presents, which was a series of 29 movies produced by Corman specifically for Showtime. And a lot of them were goofy sci-fi comedies like this.
Yep.
There was also a lot of them were remakes of Corman's other works, including Not of This Earth, Humanoids from the Deep, A Bucket of Blood, and Piranha. Yeah, if you want to see the shittiest remake of Piranha.
I think I'll pass on a shitty remake of Piranha.
This movie is starring George Wendt as Charlie, Norm from Cheers.
That's right.
He does a lot of fun comedy roles. He's a funny, friendly dude.
Indeed.
We have Shanna Reed as Rhonda, who's a TV actress and director. Lots of TV movies in her filmography, but she's really fun in this.
She is, actually.
Yeah.
She plays, like, perfect Midwestern mom.
She does. We have Anastasia Sakalaris as Daphne, who she does fine, but all she's done is like small roles.
She's pretty cute in this movie.
Yeah, she was a 60s dancer in Austin Powers. Then we have Christopher M. Brown as Joseph. Not to be confused with Chris Brown the rapper, which is what Wikipedia linked him to.
Yeah, good job, Wikipedia.
Yeah, I edited that. It was like, oh, okay, let me click on his name, what's he done? And it brings up the Wikipedia for Chris Brown. I'm like, oh no. Wrong Chris Brown there.
That is the wrong Chris Brown, Wikipedia.
Try
again.
This Christopher Brown, he did lots of work in television, but he was also in a couple movies such as Menace to Society and The Class of 1999 Part 2.
We haven't seen that one.
Not yet. But before we get into this movie, you can find all of our episodes on our website, exploititpodcast.com. Make sure to follow us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your shows. Give us a like, rating, a review, oh heavens, an emoji of some sort.
handbag
A
emoji.
handbag. Yeah, that works. You can follow us on Blue Sky at Exploit It, or on Instagram at Exploit It Podcast. Or you can email us at exploititpodcast@gmail.com. We also have a YouTube and a Discord. They're just Exploit It. So where did we watch this movie?
Good question. Some Russian site that you sent me.
Some fucking Russian site is where I found it. It was on Plex when I scheduled it. And we're like, okay, it's on Plex. And then the day we sat down to watch it, oh no, it's not there anymore. So I found it on some janky-ass Russian site.
So you probably won't be able to watch this one unless you... I don't know. Unless you really want to Google deep dive for it.
Although, that janky Russian site, there were like related videos for other movies.
Mm-hmm.
And one movie was called The Last Earth Girl Went to Space to Find God.
That is a phenomenal name.
Yeah, it's a real movie from 2019.
Is that like a Russian film that's like translated?
No, it's an American film.
Oh.
And it's like, there's an announcement that the world is ending in 7 years. And so this girl hijacks a spaceship to go ask God, like, yo, what the fuck, man?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it's like a very serious drama.
Intriguing.
Yeah. I put it on like my list of things to watch. I was like, that sounds fascinating. But this movie...
You never know.
This movie is not serious at all.
No.
This movie's a lot of fun. Because it
is entertaining.
We get credits over the clouds over this like very spicy mamba music that sets the mood right off the bat.
Yeah.
Music by Tyler Bates, who, you know, he went on to do Guardians of the Galaxy and a ton of other big recent films.
I was going to say the name is very, very familiar.
Yeah. And we go from the clouds to just the shittiest parts of Los Angeles, where just hobos live.
Hobos and gangers.
Hobos and gangs, that's all that's here. And we go from there to meet Charlie and Rhonda, a couple in prison that are just the nicest people. And they're letting this happy couple have a moment together. And the guards are like, who are they? They don't seem like they belong here. They're the sweetest people in the universe. Oh, I guess they killed a crack dealer or something. From there, we are straight into Compton.
Yep. For the flashback.
How did they end up here? How did they murder a crack dealer and this sweet couple end up in prison?
Yep.
Well, let's start by meeting Joseph, who's a young man selling stolen stereo equipment out of his car, at the trunk of his car.
He was Jacob's favorite son.
Yes, he was. Joseph.
Finds a Technicolor Dreamcoat out of the back. Sells Technicolor Dreamcoats out of the back of his car.
Well, this guy could use one because the old white guy that comes up to him was wearing a members only jacket.
Ooh, yep. That would be that time period.
It's like, dude, get a Technicolor Dreamcoat.
That's right.
But this deal is scrapped when this little kid runs up and is like, Joseph, it's your mom. Before we can find out more about that, we get the crack dealer, Jesse, who's playing Johnny Cash in his fucking caddy as he pulls up. And he's like, why don't you work for me, Joseph? Don't you like me? I just want to be friends, Joseph.
Yeah, come sell crack for me, Joseph.
Yeah, but we've learned that Joseph's mother has passed away. And we cut to a funeral, and a woman is singing Amazing Grace to nobody. Nobody's at this funeral.
I can't remember the lyrics.
Yeah, she keeps forgetting the lyrics. And the priest is like, that saved a wretch like me. Oh yeah, that's right, that saved a... You know.
The worst priest ever.
Well, you know what, he's giving it his best here.
Well, he could try a little bit harder to have some more decorum around the kid.
Oh yeah.
Here in a second.
Yeah, because Joseph comes up, and, well, Joseph's like, who shot my mom? A young man with a gun. He was aiming for another young man. Your mother got in the way. And what have you been doing, Joseph? You going to your sales job? Oh, yeah, your mother's going to be proud of that.
It's just like, dude, this is not the place.
Yeah, and, well, Joseph knots the place is even worse when he's like, don't mention my mother, and flashes his piece at the priest.
Don't flash your piece at your mom's funeral. That's also bad. Not a bad form, just in general, right now. Yeah, I didn't think those were words I'd ever have to say out loud, but apparently, this kid needs to hear them.
Yeah, and even the priest is like, Joseph, whoa, dude, dial it down. Here's your mother's will. You've inherited that huge old boarding house of hers.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that
saved a wretch.
That saved a wretch like me. Through many dangerous toils and snares, I have.
Well, look who's here. Glad you could come.
Who shot her?
A young man with a gun. He was aiming at another young man. Your mother got in the way. Take your time. Work with it. Where you going, Joseph? Back to that little sales job of yours? Your mom ought to be real proud of that. Rest her soul.
Don't mention my mama again.
Shame on you, Joseph. Her will. That huge old boarding house of hers is yours now.
Mine.
Your mother made me promise to tell you that she loved you. No matter what, she will always have hope for you. God loves a mystery. Caritha, you have to practice that song.
So Joseph goes to that huge old boarding house in the ghetto, it's trashed to hell. There's garbage all over the yard.
Credits for the Money Pit play.
Yeah, it looks like an episode of Hoarders inside.
Yeah, it needs some work.
Yeah, and he's
like, Joseph, do you have any friends? Because otherwise you're kind of in deep shit.
Yeah, and he's determined. He's like, okay, Mom, I'm gonna make it work. The mailman comes up with like, here's all of your overdue bills. I don't know how you're gonna manage this place. And, he's working in the house at night, trying to make food, and finding out the sink is all fucked up.
Yep.
And we get a news report about a brutal murder in a convenience store, which I liked that part because we have the news reporters interviewing this woman that's crying, and it's like, since your father's savage, bloody, and terrible murder, what's been going through your mind?
And this feels very much like television news of the era.
Yeah, and the poor woman...
especially if you grew up in the LA area.
Yeah, and the poor woman is crying. She's like, I wish I was dead, too. Well, there you have it, folks. Whatever her name is for the station, just bright and cheery.
That's how that was done, and, pretty heinous. But I do remember that. Obviously, this is exaggerated a little bit, but it's not exaggerated enough, I'll just say that.
Yeah. So
it's a little too close to reality if you grew up in these kind of areas, which,
This was the Amy Fisher era of news.
Yeah.
So Joseph hears a noise, starts looking around, gun out, and opens the door to find Charlie and Rhonda, the sweetest couple ever. George went.
Yeah.
And they ask her, are you the man of the house? And Charlie's like, well, I'd say he is. He's got the gun.
He still got his piece in this. In his defense, the area this is in.
Yeah, and even Charlie comes to his defense. It's like, yeah, I get it. You're just defending yourself. That's perfectly legal, my young man. We're here about the rooms for rent.
Yeah, because he's already put up a for rent sign, which a little presumptuous.
Yeah. And Joseph's like, are you shitting me? You really friendly white folk? You're gonna rent from a boarding house in fucking Compton?
Yeah, it is a little sus, not gonna lie.
Yeah. And he's like, are you shitting me? Oh, we most certainly are not shitting you. And he introduces himself as Joseph, and they're like, oh, like from the Bible. So, why do two white breads want to live around here? My, you're Frank. No, honey, he said his name was Joseph. And they giggle whitely.
Yes, that is exactly how they giggle.
Are you the man of the house?
Certainly is, honey. Look.
Sorry, I heard a noise.
Well, there's no need to be sorry, young fella. You were just protecting yourself. Now, there's no law against that, is there?
I should say not.
What do you want?
Oh, sorry. We've come to look at the rooms you have for rent.
You shitting me?
We most certainly are not shitting you. Oh, how rude we are. We haven't even introduced ourselves.
I'm Rhonda, and this is my husband, Charlie. I call him my partner in crime.
I'm Joseph.
Oh, like in the Bible. An eye for an eye.
Yep. Joseph, it's kind of wet out here. Do you mind if we step inside?
I guess so.
Looky, what a lovely abode.
Joseph, how many rooms you say you have for rent?
The whole top floor. I live downstairs.
You think, huh?
I have a good feeling. Oh, criminy, let's just do it.
Hey, look, hold on a minute. Now, before this goes any further, I need time to think about some things.
Well, like what, for heaven's sake?
Like, why two white breads want to live around here?
My, you are Frank.
Oh, no. He said his name was Joseph.
Oh, please forgive us. Honey, pull it together.
Their reason is they want to expose their daughter to different cultures and enter their beautiful young daughter Daphne, and Joseph is smitten.
By the way, Joseph is a short king, and she is not short.
No, yeah.
And as someone who has a tall spouse and is also a short king, props to you, brother.
Yeah, because Joseph is like 5 foot.
Yep.
Joseph is like Nicole Eggert height.
Yeah, he is not a tall gentleman.
And Daphne here's like 5'8". But Joseph is smitten and is like, pretty woman, yes, you can live here. And he's like showing them the rooms that are all like fucked up. He's like, I need some fixing up. And they're like, well, I see you met our good friend, Mr. Understatement. They're all the hokey Midwestern sense of humor.
Yes.
And like they offer $2,000 a month in cash. But he's like,
which is actually kind of insane for 1995 or whatever this is.
Jesus, I don't even pay $2,000 a month.
That's about what our mortgage is on our house where I live in 2024.
But you're buying a house.
I know, in 2024.
These people are just renting in a boarding house in Compton.
Yeah, they're just flashing cash.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, I'll tell you what, Jojo. We'll move in tonight, fix up these rooms, and knock a few bucks off the rent. Okay, good. And Joseph's like, let me go fix that leak on the roof. And they're like, no, you don't. We'll deal with that. Daphne asks, Joseph, would you bed me? And he's like, what? Excuse me? Would you help me make the bed? Oh, yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah, that comes later. The bedding comes later.
Yeah. He tells Daphne, gets her alone. He's like, later on I'll clean out all this shit. I mean stuff. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuss. And she goes, what, shit? It's just a word. Like cocksucker or Republican.
I'm like, we're doing the synonym game.
Yeah. And they won't tell Joseph where they're from. But they obviously ain't from Earth.
Right. We got big bend at the middle energy coming from these people.
And then even the point where Rhonda goes, good night, sleep tight, don't let the bunk beds bite.
The bunk beds. Roll initiative. Everything's a mimic. Everything.
Yes, everything. Next morning, the house is perfectly cleaned. And Joseph is like, what the fuck? And he's like, good morning. And Rhonda goes, I think you mean good afternoon, sleepyhead. It's 9:30.
Like, that's still morning.
Yeah, well, I've been up for hours. Like, she's on meth.
Yeah.
Daphne's like, I got flowers. They remind me of home. And they're like, shut up about home, Daphne.
Because obviously the whole time Daphne has been homesick.
Yeah, she's very homesick. But then they're interrupted by gunshots outside. Joseph runs out there. Somebody did a drive-by on the mailman. And the mailman's just dying on the porch there. Going, those damn drug addicts, they wanted the assistance checks.
Like, how do you even cash the assistance checks?
They find a way, I don't know.
Desperate times, I guess.
Yep. But the family is like, oh wow, look at all the blood. Oh wow, let me take a picture. And Daphne's like, should we call, what are they called? A doctor? And they're like, too late, pumpkin, he's already dead.
Daphne has not been working on her human vocabulary.
As they remind her a lot, they're like, Daphne, you need to work on your vocabulary.
What happened?
Those damn drug addicts. They wanted the assistance checks. Right.
Well, don't worry, man. You'll be okay, all right?
Oh, my goodness. Look at all that blood. Red, 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 bad?
Somebody should call a doctor.
I'm afraid it's too late, kitten. He's dead.
What's that sound?
It's the cops. You all should go inside.
Hey, Joseph, you don't want to have to explain to the police about that, do you?
Thanks.
Charlie offers to take the gun away from Joseph, so Joseph doesn't have to explain it to the cops, but...
And that is never going to come up again later.
Let me hold on to Chekhov's gun there for you.
Yep.
The detectives show up and they hassle Joseph because he's black and has a criminal history.
Right. Petty crimes. Misdemeanors.
Later on...
One cop is racist as fuck, is what I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is just an asshat of epic proportions.
He wants to pin every crime in the world on Joseph.
The lieutenant's like, cool it. Cool it, dude.
The black lieutenant.
Yes.
But yeah, Daphne comes out. She's like, I'm sorry they shot your mailman. Come on inside, we made lunch. Which they're bad at humaning.
Yes.
Because they made baked bean sandwiches.
I'm not familiar with English cooking that well, but isn't beans on toast something they eat in the UK?
Yeah, but this isn't toast.
It's in the same... I think it would be considered the same family of food.
Bean bread?
Yep, beans and bread. I don't know, that's not a very large family, let's be honest, but...
I don't know, you ever have lima beans on a baguette?
I certainly have not.
Me neither.
But yes, definitely not the kind of food you'd be expecting.
And then they look at Daphne, you've hardly touched your food. Are you menstruating?
Like, man, that is forward.
Yeah, Joseph chokes on his bean sandwich there. And
So we know they're aliens, but we now know a few things about that they have similar physiology.
They apparently have periods.
Yes.
She's like, no, I'm just thinking about the dude on the sidewalk. They're like, oh, honey, he's in the morgue by now. Forget about that dude. And we get this dinner table conversation about justice and how the laws aren't enforced and, the world is unfair.
Yep.
And Rhonda's like, good things come to those who wait. To those who can't, sorrow and hate. And Daphne's like, Mother, don't talk like that. Well, I think someone needs a nap, dear.
Daphne, you haven't eaten a thing. Are you menstruating?
No, Mother. I was just thinking about the man on the sidewalk.
Oh, he's in the morgue by now, honey.
How could someone just kill another person?
Because people are animals.
That's not true. Daddy?
Well, I'm afraid Joseph is right, Daphne. Ultimately, everything boils down to the law of the jungle. The strong take advantage of the weak.
Yep. There ain't no such thing as justice. I mean, that's why folks don't obey laws no more.
Well, that's where you and I differ, Joseph. The reason people don't obey laws is because those laws aren't enforced.
Yeah, but how can you enforce the law when everybody in town is a criminal?
You're not a criminal. Are you, Joseph?
You know what I think? I think everybody just wants what they want and they want it too darn fast. Good things come to those who wait, to those who do evil, sorrow, and hate.
Mother, please don't talk like that.
Well, it's true, Daphne. And you know what else I think? I think somebody needs a nap. You heard me.
Yes, Mother.
Sweet dreams, baby.
I hope I dream about home.
You just get up there, smarty shorts.
And they send their adult-ass daughter up to take a nap.
They're like, 18, 19, 20-year-old daughter. I don't know how exactly old she is, but she's a young adult woman.
Well, apparently she's like little infant in their culture. Because they also at one point talk about how they should have hired a sitter. Joseph is cleaning up the blood. He's all sad. And Charlie and Rhonda are like, we're going to go to the market. And Charlie just goes, Joseph, you have the strength of character to accomplish great things. Remember that when life's little unpleasantries get you down. Deuces.
Yep. Enjoy cleaning up all this blood on your own.
Well, Rhonda gives advice about like adding salt and ammonia.
Yeah. Which also not sus at all.
And so they take a walk through just the worst neighborhood and decide to take all their touristy pictures with homeless dudes. They're doing selfies with all of the homeless men.
Yep.
And having just the time of their life. Meanwhile, back at the house, Joseph is going to fix the sink, but he needs to tell Daphne that he turned the water off.
Yep.
Daphne's in her room, just naked, and looking at flashing blue lights from her suitcase.
Yep.
When Joseph walks in, and she's like, "Oh no, it's cool, what's up? Okay, yeah, I'm just homesick." And I think it takes Joseph way too long to figure out that they're aliens.
Yep.
You know, she's just naked and looking at blue lights. Oh no, that's just something she does. Charlie and Rhonda have come up onto some abandoned warehouse, and they meet this Joey Pants looking dude.
Yeah.
They're like, "Can you give us directions? We're lost. We're on vacation. Do you have money?" "Yeah, we have all of this money." And so he pulls out a switchblade and is like, "Give me the money." And they're like, "Oh no, don't you know stealing is wrong? Please don't take our money. That's so rude."
A lot of markets around here.
No, there aren't. Let's ask this gentleman. Pardon me, sir. My wife and I are a bit lost, and I was wondering if you could help us out.
You two got money?
Well, of course we've got money, silly. We're on vacation.
Good. Then give it to me.
Oh, heavens, Charlie. This man's a robber.
Now, son, you gotta know that stealing is wrong.
Oh.
Give me your fucking money or I'm gonna kill you both right now.
Oh.
They kill the shit out of this man.
Yeah. Well, he attacks her, cuts her. She does not bleed red.
She bleeds blue when he cuts her throat.
He freaks out, and then they murder the shit out of him.
They beat him with everything. They're picking up pipes and tin drums, and then they're stabbing him, and blood sprays everywhere.
Yeah, we got a gusher.
We got a gusher, honey!
We got a gusher, honey!
They dance in the blood. They're just having so much fun.
They are. Just good old wholesome family vacation fun.
Yeah, they're walking back home covered in blood, just going, "That's so fun. This place is so wonderful, so cheap during the off season too." Because they're literally, this is their vacation.
Their vacation, yep.
And then they realize where she got cut, and they're like, "Uh-oh," and she's like, "Well, damn. That motherfucker cut me." They try to sneak back in, but Joseph catches them, sees them covered in blood, and they're like, "Oh, Joseph, hey, you're not gonna believe what happened to us." We get, like, their excuse later, like, there we were, in the biggest, most gruesome car accident with blood and guts everywhere. You know, as they're serving up this, like, huge-ass roast for dinner, which, where did that come from?
Might have been the guy they killed.
Yeah, because Joseph asked, "Where did this meat come from?" And she's like, "Oh, there's a butcher shop down the way." And he's like, "Where?" "Oh, you know, just down the way."
Yeah.
And there's news report about crazy bloodthirsty killers stalking our streets. And then more of Daphne needing to work on her vocabulary.
Yes.
Because she's like, "It was you and Dad, wasn't it, that did the murmur today?"
That's right.
They're like, "The word's murder, Daphne. Work on your vocabulary." She's like, "Why did you bring me to this planet? It's the most depressing planet." And she's like, "Honey, it's wild and untamed. We're roughing it. It's teeming with adventure. It's great here."
Yeah, it also point out that they heal very quickly because she got cut in the neck and then it's gone.
Well, she dabs some blue crap on it.
Yep.
And then Charlie fixes the sink with some alien tech, but then like hides it real quick when he hears Joseph, and he's like, whoop, I got it done for you. Now, do me a favor. Would you take Daphne out on a date? You know, she's...
Yeah, because apparently she needs to get laid.
Yeah, he's like, she's either homesick or horny. And
okay, no los dos.
Yeah, and Joseph is like, okay, this is weird. Here's $500. Joseph is like, okay, fine.
I'll take the pretty girl on a nice date. Jeez.
Yeah, so he takes her out to this nice place, and she is going to town on these shrimp, which she doesn't know what they're called.
No.
She's like, this is so good. What did you call it? Shrimp? Yo, yeah, shrimp. And he's like, did you have a sheltered life? We're on vacation. Vacation from where? Mars? Awkward silence.
This is so good. What do you call it?
Shrimp?
You've really been kind of sheltered, haven't you?
I guess so.
So, tell me something about you.
What do you want to know?
I don't know, I'll take anything. I mean, your family's lived with me for 2 days, and I don't know shit.
We're just ordinary people.
I'm gonna need a little more than that.
Well, we're on vacation.
I know that. On vacation from where? Mars?
You're funny. Joseph? Do you want to kiss me?
Is the Pope Catholic?
Why are you changing the subject?
Never mind.
Okay, Drax.
Yep.
While they're doing their date, Charlie and Rhonda are disguising themselves as hobos. They're putting on hobo costumes and makeup.
Yep. They're going hunting.
They're going hunting. But Daphne, they have a run-in with one of Jesse's men that stops Joseph. Like, why aren't you selling crack for us, Joseph?
A former friend of Joseph's, as it were.
Daphne excuses herself. She's like, I need to use that room. The one with the mirrors. Work on that vocabulary, Daphne.
Yeah. Yep.
And while in that room with the mirrors, that's when this guy comes in to... Well, he's gonna rape her.
Yep. But as we know about from this species, probably a terrible decision on his part.
Yeah. But we cut back to Charlie and Rhonda. They set up a scene to be robbed by thugs. Because they're dressed as hobos. They're like, can you spare us money? And he holds out his hand, making sure to show off that he's got this gold Rolex. So, of course, the robbers try to take the Rolex, and he's like, oh no, that's so mean. Please give me back the Rolex. And then they kill the shit out of them. They kill these robbers. And they take...
Yeah, this is their MO. They go find the worst pieces of shit they can find, bait them into doing horrible things, give them a chance to repent. When they obviously don't, they kill them.
Yeah, and like they set up another scene later on where they have Rhonda like passed out drunk with her dress all hiked up.
Yep.
And these Nazi punks they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna rape her. Charlie's like, gentlemen, no, is that any way to treat a lady?
Looks like somebody's having our own private happy hour. Oh, man. My horoscope was right on the fucking money today. She's out cold. First. I'm second. I'm... Okay. Gentlemen!
Is that any way to treat a lady? Now, you may not have thought this all the way through, but what you're about to do is commit an act of rape. Why don't you just show the woman some respect and just move along?
Hey, man, fuck you.
Please, that woman is my wife.
Then you can go fourth. Hurry up, man. Grandma, just only take a second.
That's when Rhonda Xena Onatopes one of them just kills him with her thighs.
Laughing her ass off the entire time.
Charlie rips off a dude's leg and beats him to death with it.
Yep.
And then they're taking pictures of them, like, posing with this leg, and Rhonda does a whole fucking dance number with this leg.
Yep.
Yeah. But meanwhile...
This is going on their space Instagram later.
Yeah, well, they're putting it in their photo albums and shit.
Yep.
Joseph gets arrested by the cops because they believe he murdered Jamal in the restaurant bathroom.
Yep. So
when her parents come home, she's like, we have to save Joseph. You know, it's all our fault. And they're like, ours? Oh, it's just something you want to tell us, Daphne?
Gloss over the fact that they fucked.
Yeah. Oh, they're fine with the fucking.
No, just to set up why Daphne's now definitely got feelings for Joseph.
Oh, so. She does. She does love Joseph now.
I mean, I think she felt something immediately, just like he did. Sometimes you just have chemistry with someone.
And she's like, we have to save him. But they're like, Daphne, you murdered somebody. We're so proud of you. Your first piece of shit.
Yeah, so they have at least this particular family has a culture of hunting down degenerates and
Yeah.
heinous people, hence the name of the movie.
Avengers.
Avengers. Yes.
Yep. So
right. Apparently, they're also sexually compatible with humans.
oh yeah. I don't know if they have babies.
Right. We don't know if they true breed, but the parts work.
Daphne disobeys her parents to go out and save Joseph, and that's when the mom's like, "I knew we should have hired a sitter. Goody goody fucking Girl Scout."
Oh no, their daughter is a goody two shoes.
The police are investigating the dead Nazi punks, and that racist cop is like, "Joseph did this. I know it. Joseph committed every crime ever."
Oh, those were probably his friends.
I love when Daphne shows up at the police station trying to get help. Like, "Joseph didn't murder anyone. Somebody, please, talk to me." Everyone's ignoring her, so what's she do?
Just takes her clothes off.
Just takes her clothes off, tits out, and goes, "What does it take to get a little attention around here?"
Because, again, you get little bits and pieces of their culture. They're very sexually free and very, like, they don't worry about that sort of shit.
Yeah, even, like, when Rhonda's upset about Daphne and Charlie's like, now, put yourself in her shoes. Her boyfriend's gone, so there's no one here to satisfy her sexually.
Yep.
The mom's like, "Yeah, I get it, okay, let's go save our daughter and get home."
Yep.
Daphne rescues Joseph, and Joseph is like, "What about all the cops?" And she's like, "Don't worry. She knocked them all out with alien purse magic."
Yeah, she's got the color out of space inside her purse.
Yeah, that she just opens her purse and shoots this light, and it just knocks people out.
Yep.
And she knocks out one of the detectives.
Because she doesn't want to kill anybody again. She does not like... That is something that she only did in self-defense, and unlike her parents, has no taste for it.
Yeah, and Daphne reveals that she is an alien. Joseph is like, "Oh my god, there were no red flags at all."
She asks if you're not a lizard person under there, are you? She goes, "No, this is my true form." So again, they're some sort of Homo sapien offshoot of some kind.
That just happened to bleed blue.
Yep. They've evolved slightly differently.
But she, and she admits, like, "Joseph, I'm in love with you. I want to save you. You're going to come with us." Charlie and Rhonda arrive. Oh no, Charlie and Rhonda stole a car.
Oh yeah.
They hitchhike, and this dude, the shady looking dude, picks them up, and they're like, "We have all of this money."
Yeah.
And when they show up to get Daphne, that mugger is like throat slit in the back of the car.
Yep.
Daphne's like, "Mother!" "Oh, don't get your panties in a wad, honey. He tried to shoot your father." So the one racist detective gets a cop car to chase after them.
Yep.
Which Charlie and Rhonda are delighted with.
Yes, because now they get to have a high-speed chase.
And I love that the cop that's driving the car behind them talks to his car.
Yep.
He's like, "Come on, Lucy. Come on, baby. Do it for Daddy." And when their car stops and like spins out and crashes, the detective shoots the car. And the guy's like,
Yeah.
"Lucy, no!" So our heroes here, they run out of gas right in front of a trap house. And they're like, "Well, let's go in and ask for help. This place looks promising." But it's like not just any crack house. It's Jesse Sharp's crack house.
Specifically.
And they go in, "We'd like to speak to the host of this party." The gangster's like, "The host?"
Why are the Midwestern old white people asking? What?
Yeah. And they hand him a bunch of money. He's like, "Okay, 1 second." Leads him to see Jesse, and they're like, "Oh, hey, sir. Sorry, our car ran out of gas in front of your crack den." "You know, we brought Joseph with us." And they're like, "Oh, Joseph, you've been a bad boy." And they're like, "No, Joseph didn't kill those people. We did."
You see no honor in being my friend. Let me ask, is there honor in being a killer?
I didn't kill anybody.
Well, I heard that the cops got your fingerprints on the murder weapon.
Joseph didn't kill those scumbags.
And how the fuck would you know that, Betty Crocker?
Because we did. Oh, look at the faces. They were just pieces of shit, like most everybody in this room.
You'll have to forgive my wife. She's just full of applesauce today.
She's not stopping. She goes right to Jesse and she's like, "You're a real fuckface." Well, that's when Jesse shoots Charlie. Accomplishes nothing.
Yeah, Charlie is like, man, that hurts, and just kind of pulls the bullet out of his chest. It's like, there it is, much better. Like a splinter.
Daphne runs in, "Mommy, Daddy, no more killing! Purse magic!" to just knock out Jesse, and all the crackheads are like, "Oh, aliens!"
They're like, "We're out of here. Fuck this place." Shit got weird.
Yeah, and during the chaos, Rhonda decides that she's still gonna kill Fuckface here.
Yeah, she is, well, probably because he does not like that he shot her husband, even if it's essentially a splinter.
Yeah. She cuts Jesse's head off and kicks it across the room.
Yes. She's a hard woman.
Yeah, then she takes a picture of it and goes, "Great headshot."
And everyone boos, except for the Crypt Keeper who's laughing over
Oh yeah, Crypt Keeper loves that kind of shit. They get back to the house. They're like, "We gotta get our dinky little fucking alien smart car."
How did they fit 3 people in that to begin with?
Not very comfortably. And she's trying to drag Joseph in there too.
I guess that's the joke about, road trips.
Yeah. Charlie tells Joseph, like, "Joseph, you are a very good landlord, and thank you for servicing our daughter."
Servicing.
Yeah. Daphne is...
Pleasure was all mine, sir.
Daphne is not going to leave without Joseph, not that she is a young person in love.
Right.
So she kicks her parents out of the car and pulls Joseph in, and the parents are like, "But they're going to incarcerate us." And they're like, "Oh, you'll love it, though."
There's just nothing but scumbags as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, you'll be surrounded by criminals and lowlifes. They're like, that doesn't sound too bad.
George Wynn's like, now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, the detective shows up, and Charlie's like, "Take us to prison, please."
Yes.
And we get back to the loving couple in prison. The long flashback is over.
Yep.
And some other prisoners like looking at them going, "Why do you get special treatment?" They're like, "Because we're special. You're just a piece of shit child molester who should have been castrated with a dull knife." And they decide to kill him.
Yep.
Which we don't quite see. They leap and there's a freeze frame, and then as the credits start, we just hear them going, "Oh, we got a gusher, honey."
Second that emotion.
Hey. Why the fuck do you get special treatment?
Because we're special.
Yeah. And you're nothing but a piece of shit child molester. Should have been castrated with a dull knife first and then executed.
You're gonna fucking die.
Oh, I think you have that backwards.
Hey! Break it up. 15, exercise.
We hit a gusher, honey!
This is another cute movie. There's a sequel, apparently. So, there's that.
Yeah, I've seen the sequel.
Cute. It's cute. It's fun. Makes you smile.
The sequel came out the exact same year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one, Joseph is really bored back on their home planet because everything's perfect. There's no violence. Everything is beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's working some, dull office job. And Daphne's like, "Let's go visit my parents." And they come back to Earth, and the parents are like the sheriffs in an old west town. And that's the premise of it.
That sounds silly.
Yes, it is silly.
Antics ensue, no doubt.
This movie is silly.
Yes, it's very silly. But in a fun way.
In a fun way, yeah. George Wendt is delightful. Everybody in this movie's having a good time.
Yes, everybody is delightful in this movie.
It's not as cute as Amanda and the Alien was.
Yeah, ironically, Amanda and the Alien is more of a straight romantic movie. It's close to being a romantic drama at times.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is just straight rom-com with, violent alien murder.
It is. I still liked it. I had good fond memories of it.
Yeah, no, I actually enjoyed both movies we did this week.
Yeah, this was a good week to start the year with.
Yeah, just good fun.
Yeah. Where do you put it with coffee?
Man, I'm not even sure how to describe it. It's just fun, full body latte.
It's just a fun coffee.
It's a fun coffee.
It is. So
the coffee that just kind of shows up naked because that's what its culture wants.
Yeah. So next week we're doing Lovecraft.
Which should be fun in a different way.
Yes, we're doing a movie that's from Lovecraft. It's called From Beyond, which, it's got Jeffrey Combs in it.
Yep, always a good time.
Yeah, and then we're doing another movie, which we'll tell you about later.
Yes.
So we will catch you then, everybody. Have a great week.
You all have a great week. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. Let's hope for the best.
Yep. Godspeed, everybody.